Hello everyone, Blueknight here and welcome back to another Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart video. So as you're likely aware of, a brand new gameplay trailer for Rift Apart dropped very early this morning while I was still asleep. But the reaction on my face was no doubt priceless because this woke me up out of my half-sleep state, if you can call it that. I mean, it's been so long since we've seen new footage for this game, let alone a trailer, that I was beyond excited to find out about this, let alone wake up to it, which is a pretty nice thing to wake up to. So before I get into the trailer breakdown and into the juicy stuff, I'm going to go ahead and give my quick thoughts on this new gameplay trailer, followed by some other stuff that we learned during today's reveal, including the long-awaited name of the female Lombax. So without further ado, let's get into it. First off, thanks to the PS5's power, ray tracing, and all that good stuff, this legit felt like I was watching a trailer for a full-on animated film. And this scene with Ratchet and Nefarious really pushed that for me, because I feel like this scenario was like the funniest part of the trailer, actually kind of reminding me of the Life of Pi short of all things for some reason, which is still pretty good by the way. So pretty much I was blown away by everything in this trailer, and the music just added so much more to my overall impressions. And for those wondering, the music used in the trailer was from the band Devo, which, according to the PlayStation blog post, the song is a favorite of Marcus Smith's, who is the creative director at Insomniac Games. The blog post also reveals the new composer for Rift Apart alongside 3 new teaser soundtracks, composed by Mark Mothersbaugh, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who previously did work on the soundtracks for the original 3 Crash Bandicoot games, as well as the Jak and Daxter trilogy, which are 2 other series that I do talk about here on the channel, and that's pretty awesome. With the previous composer, Michael Bross, confirming back in February that he had stepped down as the series composer after composing every game from 2011's All for One all the way to the 2016 reimagining. Now I'm going to play about 10 seconds of each track just to give you an idea of what to expect from Rift Apart's soundtrack. Spoilers, it's pretty epic. Now the PlayStation blog also showed off the 5 other armors that are going to be available in the Digital Deluxe Edition that we previously heard about, and they include the Android, Rebel, Imperial, Hacker, and the Scavenger armors, all of which looking pretty dang cool. Also, Rift Apart is getting its own state of play on April 29th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will be featuring over 15 minutes of brand new gameplay. So I'm very excited for that, and I'm totally going to make a video about that. Okay, so now to the part you guys have been waiting for, the breakdown / analysis of this gameplay trailer. There is just so much to break down, but I'll try my best to break it all down as good as I possibly can, and what better place to start than the beginning, where we see the duo attending what seems to be like a parade or a celebration in Megalopolis, which is the location that we've been seeing in the previous gameplay. Here we can see some balloons for Ratchet, Clank, and Quark alongside a hologram of him. Well, actually multiple holograms. This right here is Quark's ego once again showing itself when he's got to have a bigger presence than Ratchet and Clank themselves. The next frame we have our duo heading to their destination, which we'll get to in just a second. There's not a whole lot going on here in this frame, but I just can't help to admire the detail this game has to the point where, like I said earlier, looks like a full-on animated film. It's so good. The next scene shows the duo arriving at the new Dimensionator, as I guess it was being showed off or put on display or something, not really sure. But then Nefarious shows up in his balloon, which looks like himself, and steals it. And this line right here.
We're going to a dimension where I always win!
This pretty much confirms that this Dimensionator, as well as Nefarious, are from Ratchet's dimension. So this could mean that, after the ending to Into the Nexus, the Dimensionator was somehow repaired and modified after Clank took it. As for this being our Nefarious and not an alternate Nefarious, I'm still a bit confused by because of the whole all-for-one character development seemingly being ignored, and also the missing skull crack. Okay, so it's apparently obvious he had it repaired, but who repaired it? I have to ask because Lawrence is still not in the picture throughout this entire trailer. But we weren't completely wrong on the whole alternate Nefarious thing, and you'll see why later on in the video. Also, since this is our Nefarious and our Dimensionator, then that means this is Planet Endako from Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, despite the slight name change. And that is really cool considering Going Commando was my first Ratchet & Clank game. Anyways, Nefarious opens up a rift after a quick boss battle, of course, because his robot is now damaged compared to the last time we saw it. And, well, he's looking for a dimension where he always wins, and he does, as our next look involves Nefarious City, which was confirmed in the PlayStation blog post. So in addition to Clank winding up here, it appears Ratchet does too, and immediately finds a poster for the new female Lombax. Now I don't know if I was mishearing Ratchet's line, but I could have thought he was saying Wombax instead of Lombax.
A Lombax?
I don't know if any of you guys heard it, but I'm just going to stick to Lombax until proven otherwise, because if I keep saying Wombax, it'll just sound like I'm saying Wombat. And I'm not referring to Willy, by the way, it was low-hanging fruit. Okay, so the moment we've all been waiting for, the name of the female Lombax, which we're going to get to in just a second, I promise. She finds Clank like we seen in the initial trailer, only this time he's missing an arm! Oh my gosh, that's actually a first because we've never seen Clank without an arm before. A broken arm, but that was about as far as the damage ever gone. And it looks like the female Lombax, who immediately introduces herself and offers to fix up Clank's arm.
I'm Rivet. Let's go for a ride.
Okay guys, the name Ratchet is officially dead. You can stop telling me in the comments that her name's not Ratchet, it's Rivet. The secret's out, we all know now. So Rivet, I wonder if that is like a reference that some have pointed out about Rosie the Riveteer, which by the way, Insomniac actually used Rosie as a keyword in one of her interviews a while back, teasing her name. You sly foxes. Yeah, you're clever. Now, we did get an update on who Rivet's VA is. It is none other than Jennifer Hale. I'm not familiar with many of her projects, but according to her Twitter profile, she's done stuff for Marvel, Overwatch, Halo, alongside a bunch of other series. So I gotta say though, she does do a perfect job for the character, at least from what we've heard so far, and I just love her design by the way. I know we couldn't see too much of Rivet's design before, because she was kinda crouched, but yeah, awesome character so far. Anyways, she then straps Clank onto her back like Ratchet would, and we immediately notice that she can wall run, something that Ratchet never done in previous games. If he'll do it in Rift Apart, that still remains to be seen. We also see that she also has access to a swing shot and a rift tether, just like Ratchet, followed by a quick look at what I believe to be Sargasso from Tools of Destruction, and an unknown location that is Mr. Zurkon focused. And I know you guys are a bit mixed when it comes to Mr. Zurkon because he can be annoying at times, but you know, I'm taking it this is confirmation that he's returning. As a weapon though, we're not too sure just yet. This location right here I have no idea about, but there are a lot of grind rails off in the distance. Now right here is where we get to see a new gameplay mechanic. I assume this is a dimension swapping mechanic by hitting these crystals. Notice how the structures in this dimension look damaged, but when Rivet hits the crystal, the dimension switches into a more restored version. And this actually reminds me of a Crack in Time's time swapping mechanic, where we can jump back and forth between the past and the present, which was a very unique mechanic in the series, and Rift Apart seems to be rivaling, or at least exceeding, those said mechanics. We then hear Rivet referring to our Nefarious as Emperor Nefarious, and that he has returned, with Nefarious gladly pretending to be the alternate Nefarious. And the fact she says that Ratchet & Clank's Nefarious looks an awful lot like hers, the question is, where is her Nefarious? We gotta wonder. We then return to one of my favorite parts of the trailer, where Ratchet blows his own cover after seeing Clank on one of Nefarious's monitors. And now that I think about it, I can't help but think that this is an indirect reference to this scene from Up Your Arsenal, when Ratchet was expecting Nefarious in his base on Aquatos, only to find Clank instead, Just something I noticed after taking a closer look at this scene. Then there's another wider look at Torrent 4, along with a look at Rivet's workshop / garage while she's helping Clank. And I honestly can't help but be reminded of that scene from the movie where Ratchet is helping fix up Clank after he crashed on Veldin. Again, it's a very nice callback. We then see Ratchet escaping from Nefarious's troops in a hover vehicle. Just something about this part shows Ratchet's determination to find Clank once more, and it's honestly really appreciated.
I'm coming, Clank.
We then get to see Torrent 4 again, but this time with the robot pirate ships from Ardolus in the initial trailer, and a new robot statue that I guess will serve as a type of boss that Rivet gets to fight, and it looks like it's going to be a really cool fight. And that's followed by the confirmation that Ratchet's hover boots from A Crack in Time and Into the Nexus are in fact returning, and it's about time too, because they were such a cool addition to past games that I kinda missed them in the reimagining. There's a few new weapons across a couple of new, never-before-seen planets. There's Sargasso once again, except this time Rivet is riding this creature instead of Ratchet. We see the duo taking on the robot pirates from Ardolus, albeit a different place than in the initial trailer, perhaps inside of one of their ships. I don't know what this planet is, but for some reason, Eudora from the original game comes to mind, which by the way was cut from the 2016 reimagining, so it'd be pretty cool to see that come back, if this is in fact Eudora. We don't have any confirmation on that just yet. And then the last scene in the trailer is Rivet taking on a massive robot, assumingly a boss on planet Sargasso. This right here is probably the most epic sequence I've ever seen in the Ratchet & Clank series, not gonna lie. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this update / breakdown for the new Rift Apart gameplay trailer, which completely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts on this down in the comments section below. If you have theories or really anything, I read all the comments. I try to anyways. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart content coming your way. The launch is so close now, and I can't wait to see more this upcoming Thursday, so expect a brand new video later in the week going over all the stuff from the State of Play. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching and the support. I've been Blueknight, and I'll see you guys back here next time.
What?